All right, this is Mr. Dalkin, and I'm sharing the first day of the writing assignment. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to switch things up a little bit now that we're getting into the swing of online learning. So this is the folder that I'm going to put all the work in. I'm going to do the typical of sharing the discussion document and sharing the online work with students on PowerSchool. And then I'll do Class Dojo as a backup just to make sure that works as well. As you can see, I have a couple other things in here. So I already have the online work document open already, so I just want to go over what we'll be doing today. Okay, so I'll have the discussion link here. Here's your vocab for today. Make sure you're still reading. What we're going to do is we're going to move on to argument writing. And if you guys saw in Google Classroom, I have some pre-assembled items and resources to use for you guys. So going back to the folder, we're going to go back to argument writing. So I'll try to take this slow and let you guys understand. So this will be shared with you in some way, and this will be day one. So take a minute to read this, and then I'll go over it out loud. Our teaching point will be returning to the argument portion this year. If you guys remember teaching points, well, here they are again. Students will be crafting the process of making an argument. They will explore 3 possible topics and use them in their essay. Before we get too far, this is a step-by-step process. Don't panic. The worst thing you guys can do is panic. We're going to take this day by day, step by step. Ask questions. That's what Zoom is for. That's what the online classroom is for. I had a little brain hiccup. That's what Class Dojo is for. This is still new to all of us. We're all learning this together. So our subject will be transportation. Generally speaking, trains and planes are acceptable forms of travel. Yes, there's issues of them about having pollution and whatnot, but they're less controversial than cars. Too many cars on the road create too much pollution and, as we can all know, too much traffic. Here are some options that are seriously floating around, as many people are practicing social distancing. Cars. Do we keep cars? Like the regular cars of gasoline. Horses. Do we bring them back? We used them once before. We could use them again. Electric cars. They're on the rise. We at least have hybrids. And then full electric cars are slowly but surely gaining a foothold in the American way of life. And then pro and con for all of them. As you guys saw before, I did post this in the Google Doc, so that is where you guys are going to write your responses. This PowerPoint will be a resource for you guys. Don't panic about research. No one has done any research yet. This process is getting yourself comfortable with a topic by looking all of them. There's 3 of them here. You're getting yourself comfortable with what you want to research. So guys, remember, a pro is the positives of a side. P is for plus, P is for positive, or pro. C for con, the negatives of a side. C for consequences. I almost said C for cookie. Yes, I see this says on your own. I know a lot of you guys are correcting me. Teachers make mistakes too. Write at least 2 to 3 sentences for pro and con for each of the 3 topics. We discussed it a long time ago, but a debater examines all sides of their argument, the good and the bad. It helps them defend their position and look better prepared. And Mr. DC is not very prepared because there's a lot of typos on this slide alone. So that's why if you go back up, pro, con, because we want to be good debaters. So for example, and again, this PowerPoint's going to be available on my Google Drive and in the online classroom and maybe Class Dojo if PowerSchool goes down again. So on this document, you guys have these 3 columns. You're going to do this, where you're going to give a brief statement, at least 2 points for each one. You're getting comfortable with either cars or horses or electric cars, because remember, you're going to have to do this research on your own. It has to be something you're going to like. You're going to need to talk about mostly the good side of it, and you have to be a good debater and mention what the bad side is, or the con. So make sure you do this. So as you can see, I gave some pretty simple ones. You guys can go simple too. Obviously, don't copy and paste what I wrote here and put on here. I left these blank for a reason, because you guys are going to have this for today. This is what the Zoom is for. This is what Class Dojo is for. Ask questions. Bring up something that's confusing. Again, don't copy and paste, because that's going to get you a 0. Yes, we haven't been in school since the beginning of March, but you guys know better. All right. So I'm going to see if I can re-upload this PowerPoint and correct my typos. But as you can see, it's not too long, and this will help guide you for the main point of the work for today. Oop. Oh, there we go. And that is writing. As you can see, our writing is getting back into full swing. We are past the fan fiction, and we're here. So, reading's mostly the same. Vocab is mostly the same. We're going to have a discussion, bring this up in the discussion, bring this up into Zoom. The Zoom info will be put into the discussion tab just to keep this simple. Again, ask questions, guys. All right, so I'm at least going to share the work with you, the discussion with you. I'm going to see about sharing the folder and how we're going to do that in case PowerSchool goes down again. Before I end this video, I just want to say that I'm also posting an example of the final draft of an essay. We are a long ways away from this, but as you can see, I'm going to slowly go through this a little bit, and this will be shared with you, so don't feel like you need to pause the video to read it. But as you can see, this student, who's named Ryan, talked about libraries and how they're changing in America. So kind of like how cars have been changing for the last couple of years, libraries have been changing too. Generally, we call it a media center. If it's in the school, if it's the building, it's the library. You guys